Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know I have been missing, but that is because I went home to Detroit and then I visited Canada as well. Right now you see me in a Lyft headed to the Atlanta airport. I'm trying to check in, but I forgot to enter my Sky Miles number, so guess what? They did not assign me a seat. So right now as I walk to the security in the Atlanta airport, I am pissed. Yes, because I have a feeling my seat selection when I get to the gate is going to be horrible. Luckily, the flight is only about an hour and 50 minutes to Detroit. So yeah, I have already went through security. Now I am getting on the elevator to head down to get to the train to get over to the concourse to the gate. I am riding on Delta. So right now they have us going to Concord A. I wanted to take a quick little, little panorama of the airport for you all. If you've never been in Atlanta, it is the largest airport in the US, and it's really inside. As you see, it looks like a mini mall, or not even a mini mall, just a mall. They have a ton of restaurants, a ton of stores, and as you see, a ton of people everywhere. They even have vending machines, as you see. Right now, I'm just walking down looking for my gate. I think it was like A12 or A15 or something like that. So this is A16, but this is a flight that leaves an hour before mine. They're actually boarding that flight now. So as you see, I'm on A15. We boarded at about 8. No, I'm sorry. We boarded at about 7. So right now we're just boarding, waiting for everyone to get settled. And I am sitting in the back of the plane. I hate sitting in the back of the plane because it is a horrible, tight squeezed seat. Not to mention you feel everything in the back. Here we have landed in Detroit and it is about 9 o'clock, or close to 9 o'clock, should I say. We actually arrived a little bit early. I am now in the Detroit airport. If you've never been, take a look. There's a little mini AirTran thingy in the sky that takes you to your gate. I am now just walking around trying to see what is open because right now I want to say it's about 9:30-ish. I did not check any bags. I'm just going down to the ground transportation to get my ride, or meet my ride, should I say. So I'm heading out these doors. I only brung a carry-on, which in a way was not a good thing because I could have used a little bit more room, but I don't like to check bags if I'm going in the US. It's just too much of a task waiting in line for baggage in Atlanta and then having to wait in line for security. You literally need your 2 hours, and I just didn't want to wait in that line. I mean, period. So right now I'm walking to my friend's car. We are in the car right now and we are getting ready to go to Ram's Horn. I have not been to Ram's Horn literally in probably about 30 years. So I am just hoping and praying that the food quality and the service is still as good as it used to be. I don't have a clue, but we are at the Ram's Horn down the street from the Detroit airport on Telegraph. I believe we're on Telegraph. Yeah. And they are really one of the only things that we had to pick from or had to choose from because it's late. And I did not realize that things close so early in Detroit now after the pandemic, because in Atlanta, honey, we still open. So as you saw, those were some of the specials, and the menu is just basic American food, nothing expensive, just something quick and easy. This is a part of my meal. It was horrible. I mean, there's no other way to put it. We ate a little bit of it, then we headed down to White Castles. If you're not familiar with White Castles, if you live in Atlanta or the South, it is the exact same thing as Crystals. And if you're from the old school, it's the same thing as Top Hats. Now I'm at my friend's house. I didn't want to tape a video in her home because it's not my home. This is the next day. We are not getting ready. We're actually in Highland Park, where we have talked and talked and talked until I realized that I wanted to tape some of the city so you guys can kind of see what it's looking like now. So we had been in the car probably for at least a good 20 to 30 minutes, but I just decided to turn on the camera. Right now, we are in what is called Highland Park. Highland Park is what I like to call a city in a city because we're in Detroit in Highland Park. So Highland Park, Michigan in Detroit City, if that makes sense. Anywho, we are taking Woodward down. Woodward will take you downtown. So right now we are actually entering what is called Woodward and Warren. And Woodward and Warren are the cross streets where Wayne State is located. So if you take a look to your left, I'm sorry, no, to your right, you will see Wayne State University. And it has literally expanded from when I used to live here. It literally has tripled in size. They literally have bought up all of the buildings on this corner of Woodward and Warren and beyond. We decided to go get lunch at the food truck that's called Detroit 75 Kitchen. Oh my God, when I tell you this joint is so delicious, you need to check it out. It is on West Fort, Fort Street. Look at it. It was so good. You see it? I see it, honey. Then we got back in the car and we wanted to go deeper into downtown. And I'm just taking a video of us approaching downtown. I haven't been downtown in years, literally. And they have really built up the city downtown right now. We are on, I think this is Gratiot, but the downtown part of Gratiot. And it literally, like you'll see when we get deeper in, it's starting to look more and more like Chicago, which is a plus because downtown Detroit was looking a hot, horrible mess when I left years ago. This is the structure that actually holds what we call our people mover. It's like a mini train that takes you from different locations. They have different stops in downtown Atlanta. So it doesn't go all over the city. It only goes around downtown. And you can pick it up pretty much anywhere downtown. A lot of people like to pick it up from our Renaissance Center because you can park at the Renaissance Center and you can take it, to different stops throughout downtown. So just going through, we're crossing over what's called Grand River, which is another main road in Detroit. But it's the Grand River portion downtown. And this is also a street called John R. John R is another main road, but we are still downtown. And I know I keep saying that, but I'm saying that because these are streets that stretch for miles. They're not just streets that are designated in the downtown area. So today we have decided to not just drive around downtown, but eventually we are going to stop at a few locations. But right now we're just touring to see what's down here because my friend does not come to downtown. I think she's only been downtown once or twice since they've redone, or should I say renovated or added new businesses. So we don't really know what's down here. So we are looking. I have a few places I'd like to visit on my list. But you're just doing a general look around. And then as you see, there are people, but there will be tons of people coming up that you'll see walking around because there's actually a game today at Comerica Park. Comerica Park is our stadium for baseball. And if you know, baby, they love their baseball in Detroit, honey. If you don't know, you better catch up. So a lot of people are getting ready for the weekend and others are coming into the city to go to Comerica Park to see the Tigers play. Over to our right, well, I'm looking at this Audi truck because that color is really nice. But this is a new hotel that they've put down, the Element by Weston, should I say. And it's just a ton of new things down here. Like I'm really looking like a tourist with this camera hanging out of the car window, but that's another story. There's also a new H&M if you look straight ahead, and it's a fairly big H&M. Like it was 3 floors, which for downtown, that's a plus. And they have the little scooters like we have in Atlanta. So it was really cool to see the city coming up. They have WeWork. They've also had they had Microsoft. They've had LinkedIn. So there are pretty few companies, quite a few companies, I'm sorry, coming to Detroit. This is the Fox Theater right here on your left. And it's right across the street from Comerica Park. So Comerica is actually a bank in Detroit. I don't know if it's in other places, but I do know it's in Detroit. And Comerica Park is also the name of Comerica is the bank, and Comerica Park is the name of the stadium where they play baseball. Up to your left through the light is what we call the Little Caesars Arena. And then we just did like a U-turn and turned around so we could see what was on the other side. And now, as you see, we are back down towards the H&M. And eventually you will see later in this video that we actually will go inside of the H&M. This is the Lafayette Coney Island we just passed. And if you are in Detroit, you need to try either the Lafayette Coney Island downtown, or you need to try National Coney Island. Right now we are turning to our left, and what you're going to see is the Detroit Windsor Tunnel entrance. And then right here, this is the Renaissance Center. So this is what I was talking about, where people park here and then they catch the people mover right up here to our right, and it will take them around downtown to different, it's like a train has different stops. Right now we are on what's called Jefferson. We're leaving out of downtown. This is Harbor Town, and it's on its last leg. I'm not even going to lie to you, because Harbor Town used to be popping. Like, it used to have a lot of nice stores and grocery, but behind it, they still have the waterfront and the waterfront high-rise apartments and condos. To your left, that's also an apartment or condo, and then that Wendy's used to be my friend back in the day. Now, we are heading down Jefferson because on your right, you will see us entering what is called Belle Isle. We call it Belle Isle. You might pronounce it differently, but that's how we call it. We call it Belle Isle, and we're going over the bridge into Belle Isle. Belle Isle is an island in the Detroit River. So if you see over the railing here, we are crossing over the Detroit River. So right now we are actually on Belle Isle. Belle Isle is just a place where we like to go to hang out. In high school, this is where we went for senior skip day. We have birthdays here, picnics here, family reunions here. And a lot of people like to just go here just to get away. I even think some people fish here, but I wouldn't advise that. I think they fish here. I don't know. Who knows? Anywho, it's free to get on. Some people were saying that we had to pay, but a friend of mine said that you pay when you get your car tags. It's like incorporated in that price. So we didn't have to actually pay to go over the bridge. And I thought that was kind of weird, because the way it's set up, you really just drive over the bridge and you're there. There's no gate or anything. So when they were saying you had to pay, I was like, and how is that set up? Anywho, as you see, it's in the middle of the Detroit River, so it's surrounded by water all, on every side. If you see the families there, a lot of people are out taking, having picnics or sitting in their chairs, just chilling. And this is how it looks, when you're not there. This is how it looks, as a whole. See, it's surrounded by water, and see the bridge crossing over. Okay, so right now we're in St. Clair Shores, which is a suburb, and we are at Modern Ice Cream. And when I tell you, I don't know how the ice cream tastes, because all I got was Superman. And if you are from Michigan, you know what Superman is. If you don't know what Superman is, when you go to Michigan, you need to try it. That's all I get. That's all I ever eat or have a taste for when I come to Michigan, or even when I'm not in Michigan. But it's really hard to find other places because it just doesn't taste the same. Superman is the one all the way to the back with all of those colors. And I know you're probably saying, oh, that looks very childish. Honey, everyone eats Superman ice cream in Michigan. You need to catch up. So, and if they say they did, and don't get me wrong, not some people are not going to like Superman, but baby, look at it. It's delicious. Anywho, so the next day we went to something called Avon Donuts, and Avon Donuts is located, I believe we were in either Pontiac or Auburn Hills, which again is another suburb of Detroit. Well, Auburn Hills is. These are the donuts that I picked up. Then we headed back downtown, which we were parking to go to the Eastern Market. Now, the Eastern Market is basically an outdoor market where you can get your fruits, fruits. There we go. Woo! You can get your fruits, vegetables, plants, any handmade items. So they have a lot of vendor tables outside. And then when you go inside of the Eastern Market, you're technically still outside. And you'll see what I'm talking about when we walk down that way. Right now, we're just looking at the handmade items by this fellow here. I ended up getting these earrings. I thought they were pretty cool because they have the mitten and the river for Detroit on them. And we went over to the next vendor table to see what they had. And then we just continued down. We weren't really interested in a lot of the things once we got over there. You know, it's a lot of earrings and things like that they were selling. Another lady, she was selling Detroit shirts, but they didn't look of quality. And I just didn't want to waste my money on something that may shrink in the dryer or fade, you know, once you wash it. So you know how that goes. Just taking a look, like those were, you know, some nice dresses, but nothing that I was interested in. Child, is that lady trying on the shirt? Did you see that? Honey, the lady trying on the shirt outside. I didn't even notice that, Lord. But anyway, this is where they sell all of the plants, and they have a variety of different type of plants and flowers. My friend was actually looking for some for her yard. This guy is actually playing the guitar and singing. I should have added that in, but yeah. So now we're in the inside, which is really still the outside. And they have this person right here that has fresh eggs, honey, all kind of things that they make on their farm, and they bring them in to sell, which is pretty cool, especially if you want to support small business or you want fresh, you know, fresh product. And it's just a ton of things. Like this person over here is selling sweet potato pies. And if you know me, I love LOVE sweet potato pies. So I had to get in line to see exactly how much they were and to purchase me a few to take home and a few to eat there. They also have a lemon chess pie, but I was there for the sweet potato and they were delicious. Now, don't get me wrong. If you like petty pies, you're not going to like these pies because these pies are not as sweet as petty pies. But to me, petty pies are extra sweet. So this was just the right sweetness to me. Like these pies were so good. And I highly recommend them because, of course, they are a small business. But they were really good. And they were from Sweet Potato Sensation. This lady right here had a ton of goodies, honey. Look at all those goodies. But by the time I bought those sweet potato pies, I said to myself, I don't want to get any more sweets because I still needed to make one stop to get my favorite dessert of all times from Detroit. And nothing was going to hold me back. So I know. But I just didn't want to waste the calories because even though I'm on vacation, I don't want to gain weight, but I do want to have a good time. So I just have to be mindful of what I am eating and not get too crazy. But I was there for a week, so I got a little crazy. Just a little bit. What's that thing that says, don't do it. Don't do it, girl. And for me, I was like, I did it. I ate out every day. And I literally had a dessert every day, which is not a good thing. So I'm definitely going to have to cut back when I get back home, but that's another story. Anywho, as you see, we're just walking around, taking a look at the flowers, plants, all of the things, all of the vendors. And what's coming up when we turn to the right here, which I thought was pretty cool, is an Amish vendor. And they have like Amish, they had like Amish popcorn and Amish candy and Amish soup in a container. And you'll see what I'm talking about in just a few minutes. But I thought that was pretty cool. Where here, literally everyone is here. So you can literally support, all of the small businesses from different cultures, different backgrounds. So that was pretty good. Pretty cool. And where is the Amish one? I thought it was coming up. And oh yeah, it's coming up right now. So if you take a look at this young lady right here, all of this whole table is pretty long. It's all Amish. So Amish popcorns, Amish candies, and they have all different flavors, all different sizes. And then when you get further down, they have the granola. And then also you're going to see where she has the in the plastic containers, they have the not these jams, but next to the jams, it's coming up. It's like a soup, pre-made soup, and I thought that was pretty cool. Where is it? There we go, right there. You see those? Those are the pre-made soups and casseroles, and I thought that was pretty cool. Of course, as you know, I only packed a carry-on, so I didn't purchase a lot of things here because I didn't want to have to lug a lot of things through the airport, because I did want to save room to buy things that I really, really wanted. Like, I'm in the stage now that if I don't love it, I don't buy it, because I don't want to buy things that I don't love because it'll just sit around the house and I'll never use it. Trust me, I know. I've done it before. Well, for years, should I say. So right now, my friend is looking at these plants on the left. They are actually some sunflowers, and you'll see them in a minute when these people move out the way. So she was looking at these sunflowers, but the lady here said that they wouldn't grow over what they already are right now. And she said they were only going to last for a few weeks. And so for my friend, she just wasn't interested. And me, I'm just sitting here chewing gum because I am starving, which this gum just made me thirsty, but that's another story. So we are getting ready to leave the Eastern Market because we need to go ahead and get us some lunch. My friend was literally surviving off donuts, and I am used to eating breakfast, so I was ready to go. I was not able to stop at the Detroit Verse Everybody store because guess what? It was closed. So I'll just have to order me a few shirts offline because I definitely want to support him because I love it. We put our name on the list for the Hudson Café, so we are down the street at the H&M that I showed you a couple of minutes ago. Just taking a look around, trying to see what they have because it's actually a pretty nice H&M. And not saying that I'm going to buy anything. I just was looking around to see if there was anything that I liked, and I would order it online and have it sent to the house because I don't want to pack up all of, all this stuff and be looking like a bag lady in the airport. But I did like to look in their like little barrette and hair accessory section because when I was in New York about maybe a few years ago, I can't remember what number, if it's 2, 3, or 4 years ago, but they have some nice little accessories. I found some person-shaped earrings, and I thought they were really cute. So like the legs and the arms were like pearls, and the body was like a little black diamond, and they were really cute. Once we left out of there, we still had time to burn because our reservation was not ready. And I remembered my mom told me to make sure that I go into Shinola to see all of their products because she knows that I love leather. If you see in this video, everything, well, almost everything is leather. I love leather. And I was hoping to get something out of this location, but I needed to look around and touch everything, as you see. Something about that touch. If it doesn't have that touch, I can't get it. And I was surprised they had a little jewelry in there too. And then this is like the men's section. It has some nice bags, nice watches. And I wanted one of those sweaters, but honey, that sweater was $160. Not for me, honey. Those book bags were nice. And then I went on the other side because we saw some like mini backpacks and larger standard size backpacks that we wanted to look at. And so we went over to the other side. And surprisingly, as we walk over to the other side, no one has yet to ask us if we need any assistance, but I'm going to let that ride. So these are the bags that I was talking about. These are so cute. Look at those. They have those up at the top like little clutchies like. And then right here they have the larger standard size backpack. And this feel of this leather on these was so nice. Oh, it was so nice. So right now my friend is opening it up and we are looking to see what the price is because I've never been in Shinola. So I was kind of curious to see how much they cost because even though there was some people in the store, it didn't seem like they were buying anything. So I was like, oh, they must be expensive. So this was $695 for a mini backpack. So you already know it was a no for me. So we went over to the Hudson Café and we went and got us some brunch. And it was delicious. Definitely. Then afterwards, I took a look at the train, the street train that they have, or streetcar. And then I headed over to the Detroit Water Ice Factory. I love water ice. Every time I go to Philly and visit my friend, we hit up water ice. Well, not hit up water ice, but we get a lot of water ices, or at least I do because I love it. And then I saw they also serve soft serve ice cream, but yeah, I've already gotten my little ice cream, so I'm straight on that. They also serve popcorn, but surprisingly, I'm not really like a huge fan of popcorn, so I just waited in line until it was my turn so I can go up and see what type of water ice flavors that they offer. And this is what I've decided. I got the 3 different flavors, the cherry, the raspberry, and the mango. And then I convinced my friend to go to Canada. So we took the tunnel over to Canada. So if you ever go to Detroit, the one thing that you must do is to take the tunnel. Some people like to take the bridge, but I've always taken the tunnel. To get into Canada, it's $5.50 to get in. And I would say bring your passport just in case, but normally they only ask for your photo ID. And right now we're waiting in line to show our photo ID to get into Canada. So you have to show. So the way it works is to get into the tunnel, you pay $5.50. Once you come out of the tunnel where we are right now, you're going to show your photo ID. Now, the catch is because of the pandemic, you also have to go onto the CBSA website and put in your vaccination information. And that's pretty much about it. So right now we're coming up to the thing. We gave her our photo ID. She checked everything and she told us we can go in. So we went in and this is how it looks coming out of the tunnel. This is the first block from the tunnel and we're just driving up to the main road because I haven't been to Canada in years, so I'm trying to figure out where we are so I can tell her how to get around. Yes, I know we can use our GPS, but literally Canada was like a second home to us when I was younger, so I kind of know my way around the first few miles, not all of Canada, but the first few miles. So we're turning right here, and I was letting her know, like, this KFC right here is actually something new. It wasn't here before when I used to come over here. And I was just letting her know, like, this McDonald's right here, we literally used to go to this McDonald's all the time. And then we will walk back down the street to church. In people's homes that we knew that lived here. And if you're in Detroit, a lot of people like to come over here to go to the casino in Canada. And there's also clubs. And back in the day, you used to only have to be 19 to get into the clubs in Canada. So a lot of people would go, to the clubs here if they were younger. And this is the point where we have to turn on the GPS because we want to go further. And well, not further, but we want to go to the outlets. And I have never been to the outlets before in Canada. So we put on the GPS and it took us to this highway. And we ended up finding these outlets. When we got to the outlets, we realized that they weren't as great as we thought they would be. But of course, since we had already made the drive, we were like, honey, we're getting out this car. So we drove around the outlet to see exactly what stores they offered so we can decide on which ones we wanted to go inside of. Of course, this video is already mad long, so I did not want to tape us in every single store that we went in. So I only taped us going into Aldo. And you'll see that in a few seconds. They didn't, and if you notice, they didn't really have a lot of stores that interest us. Literally, there were only like the Puma store, Aldo, Banana Republic, The Gap, and we both of us are kind of cheap. So we saw the Dollarama. But other than that, surprisingly, for it to be a factory, they didn't offer as many stores as we thought they would. So this is me inside of Aldo. Now here's the catch. It's an outlet. So I'm looking for outlet prices, honey. And the prices were regular in the front, but they had 40% off your second pair. And if you know me, for Aldo shoes, I just didn't think it was worth it. So I was looking around the store, trying to see if there was a clearance or a sale section, because that's where I needed to be. Because these shoes, some of these shoes were like $75 to $100, and I just don't feel like an Aldo shoe is worth that amount. Now, I understand you may think it is, and that's totally fine. These are just my opinions and my thoughts, To each his own. I'm not judging. I just know for me, I would not pay that much for a shoe from Aldo because it's just not my thing. If it's yours, go ahead with your best self. So just taking a look around, trying to see all of the shoes that they have on the shelf, because I actually do want a pair of those. I guess they're like a small heel. They're like the braided sandal that everyone's wearing. I definitely want a pair of those. So I was taking a look around to see if they had a pair, but I didn't see any. And then I went on and walked, and I saw to the back of the store, they had the sale and the clearance section. Surprisingly, I didn't see any shoes in that section either. So I just kept walking around, child. So these are regulars. And then I'm noticing that doing a voiceover is kind of difficult because, you have to remember where each part of the video goes. So right here, if you see these red signs, this is the sale and clearance section. They had some okay shoes back there. If you know me, I love me a Croc, and that green Croc was cute, but I didn't want to pay $29, but it was cute, or at least it was cute to me. I'll say that. So we left out of there. We went into the other stores, and now we are headed back to Detroit. And as you see, you have to pay $6.50 to exit. And it's kind of the same process as coming in. So once you leave out, you have to pay $6.50. Now, because of the pandemic, they don't have any people in the booths to take your money. They have card machines right here. So we are putting in, you can use a debit or credit card. I think you can use cash too. I don't know. We use a debit card, of course. So we use our debit card, paid the $6.50, and now we are going back through the tunnel. Now, I didn't take a video of us coming to Canada in the tunnel because as you see to the left, it was stop and go traffic. It was very crowded, and I felt like that would be a waste of time in the video. I could have time lapsed it, but anywho, right now we're headed out of Canada under the tunnel or in the tunnel to Detroit, and it's about a little less than a mile long. So it shouldn't take us but a few moments or minutes to get through the tunnel. My friend was scared because she was like, well, when's the last time they've done maintenance on the tunnel? Ooh, the tunnel looks raggedy. Ooh, this, ooh, that. And I was like, girl, this tunnel has looked like this for years. Please calm down. If you notice, we are not getting to the end of the tunnel as quick as I imagined. But that is not because I'm voice overing. It is because my friend drives very slow. And it was killing me, child. But eventually we will get to the end of the tunnel on her speed limits, or speeding, or less, not even speeding, but on her slow driving. Yeah, cautious driving. We'll call it cautious driving. So ideally we should already have been through the tunnel because it's literally only 1 mile. And as you see, there's no traffic, but I understand if you're not used to the twists and turns, you might want to go a little bit slower just to be cautious. So that's what she is doing. And once we hit this turn, we will be out of the tunnel. But yeah, I definitely suggest if you ever go to Detroit, please make sure that you go to Canada because you can get a 2-for-1, you know? So yeah. Now, once you come out of the tunnel, it's going to be the same process. You have to go up to the individual that's in the booth, and you have to show them your photo ID. Now, here's the kicker. In the beginning, I told you to make sure that you have your passport, only because this dude right here was being a prick. He asked us, did we have our passports? I've never been asked that, and I've been to Canada a million times. Now here, I'm with another one of my friends, and I actually met her in Atlanta and found out she's from Detroit, so that was pretty cool. And she just moved back to Detroit, so we hadn't seen each other in about a year, so we were just meeting up to have some brunch. So this is the next day, and we are at Toast on Ferndale, or Toast at Ferndale. Anywho, but we're in Ferndale on 9 Mile in Woodward, and we are having mimosas. I did not realize she was ordering mimosas because I told her I just wanted to try the Mix It Up 3 trio with the juices. And homegirl got us a bottle of champagne to make mimosas. And as you see, she was excited. And I was just worried because I don't drink and I did not want my stomach to hurt. So I tried to put a lot of juice into the mimosa to drown it out. This is our food. Then afterwards, she took me downtown to show me all of the different places that they've built up. And I know you're probably saying, well, didn't your other friend show you that? My other friend lives in the suburbs, and she is from the suburbs. This friend that I'm with right now lives in the city, and she's from the city. So I was getting a real tour. You know how it is when you don't come to the city, you don't really know the city much. So this person that I'm with right now, she's like me. She knows the city in and out, and she's went to all of the new places that they have in the city. So she was showing me this Whole Foods because every time she would come to Atlanta, she would always tell me she went to the Whole Foods in the DMC, in the Detroit Medical Center. And I kept saying, when did they get a Whole Foods in the Detroit Medical Center? And she was like, oh, no, they really do. They built it. It's nice, blah, blah, blah. And they also have apartments on top of it and across the street. If you can kind of see it, you might not be able to see it. But so she was just showing me that because I was like, oh, wow. So the next day, I was back in the suburbs. Oh, excuse me. And I am actually with the same friend from before, and we are at Great Lakes Crossing. Great Lakes Crossing is an outlet, and I don't know what city it's in. I guess it's in, where is Great Lakes Crossing? Maybe Lake Orion or Auburn Hills or somewhere like that. You'll have to look it up. But I wanted to come out here because my other friend told me about the Shinola outlet, because I was telling her the prices in the regular one was just too expensive. And she was saying, oh, definitely check out the outlet. After that, we went to Big Boys. Now, Big Boys is basic American, nothing special. But baby, when I tell you this hot ice cream fudge cake is it. I also tried their food, but it used to be good food, but not anymore. It's went down over the years. I also got me a bobblehead, and do not ask me why, but I thought it was cool just to take a picture with Big Boy, baby. The next day, we went to Cooper's Hawk. So we are still in the suburbs. We are in St. Clair. No, I'm sorry. We are in Clinton Township / Shelby Township. And Clinton Township is actually where Eminem lives. Fun fact. But anywho, if you love wine, this is the place for you because they have wine tasting over here. And they also have it where everything on the menu is paired with a different type of wine. I don't like wine, but this was just a place that she thought would be a place. I won't say be a place, but she thought I would enjoy the food. So right now we are waiting for our name to be called. And literally by the time we sat down, they told us our table was ready, which was good because we were starving. And this is how it looks in the inside. And I did a voiceover because people were drunk from that wine, baby, tipsy, and talking very loud. This is what do you call it? Was it a Brussels sprouts? That's what it is. I was like, what is this again? This is Brussels sprouts. She thinks it's delicious. I think it's too salty. It kind of just depends on your taste buds because I don't eat salt. Well, I won't say I don't eat salt, but I rarely eat salt. So I just didn't like it, but she loves it. And then I had a lobster bisque soup in a cup for my appetizer. So these are our appetizers. And then, now here's the catch. I did not realize when I placed my order that it is going to come with mashed potatoes. I thought it was going to come with potatoes. So I'm calling the waiter over to let him know he needs to take my plate up and get me something else. I have the short ribs. I'm fine with the meat, but I do not eat mashed potatoes. I know it's so weird, right? I used to eat mashed potatoes, and then one day they stopped agreeing with me, so I cannot eat mashed potatoes. I can't even have a spoon of mashed potatoes without getting sick. So he's telling me it's cool, no worries. He was a cool dude. He picked it up or whatever and took it back. Then here is the dessert. As I told you, I had a dessert every day. Don't judge me. And this is me just taking a picture because my friend had this really tall mirror and I loved it. Now we are at Marshall's and Home Goods, and I am laughing because this car is about to hit me. I don't know why people drive in parking lots like they're on the road, but that's another story for another day. I'm putting on my mask. It kind of makes me feel like an alien because I swear I'm the last of the Mohicans who wears a mask in public. But I'm still masking up even though I am vaccinated. Now, right here, as you notice, it's dark, and I want to play. We made it out. My hair look a mess because it's hot. Like fire, I'm gonna take you. Yeah, I haven't seen one of those forever. Say hey. Hey, Dominic, I need you to get your card, man. Do not ask me why I thought that was so funny. I have no clue, but we're getting ready to get back in the car. And now it is the next day, and we are headed back downtown because but this is my last day. So it has been 1 week, and this is the Motor City Café on our way downtown, or it is downtown, should I say. And we're getting ready to get off the exit, and I don't remember what exit we got off of. We might have got off on Bagley. I think Bagley. And this is the People Mover again. And we are turning around. Not around, but we're turning left to find a parking spot or parking lot. Because as most downtowns, it's a bunch of lots. So we're just really trying to find out where we can park and how much it will cost. We finally found a parking lot right behind it for $7. This is what I had on, but I quickly took that jacket off because it was 95 degrees, which is a plus in a way, but it was really hot. So we are in the parking lot right behind Savannah Blue. And I want to say that is the Michigan building. Yeah, I think that was the Michigan building that is right behind the parking lot. Anywho, we're walking around to Savannah Blue because we had to wait 15 minutes in the car because we were early. You see that, people mover? If you didn't, don't worry. I'm going to show you again a little bit later. Sorry that I'm chewing my gum like this, but this is one of the reasons why I don't like to chew gum, because I chew it like this. So once you get inside of Savannah Blue, you have to walk up the stairs. Now, they were telling us that we needed a reservation, but we took it as, since we came as soon as they opened, we can walk right in. And we were lucky enough that they let us walk right in without a reservation. I don't suggest this, but we tried it anyway. Okay, so right here, I was literally doing like a whole intro and having a conversation with you all, but then I realized that they are playing SWV in the background, so I had to do another voiceover. It seems like every time I wanted to talk during the video, there was music, so I just did a voiceover for the whole video. There's the people mover. You see it? I don't know why I felt the need to show you that, but I just thought you should see exactly what I had been talking about previously. These were the cornbread, this was the macaroni, and then this was shrimp and grits. Yes, it's watery, I know, but it actually was pretty decent. Now we're back on the highway because she has to take me to the airport. Yes, I had to pack up this morning. We went and got something to eat, and now I am headed to the airport to head back to Atlanta. So it's been a good week, but the week is over. This is the Detroit airport. I actually met another one of my friends at the airport. I had already met her previously during my trip, but she wanted to meet me one last time. We went to get another hot ice cream fudge cake, baby. Okay, so I made it back, and now I am airport. In the airport. Ooh, it's hot. That got us going to another security gate, and I don't know, I'm hot. So now I am back in Atlanta. It is about 11 p.m. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope it was not too long. I will see you in the next video. Peace.